All right, I want to talk about this beautiful C2 1965 coupe. In terms of the C2 cars, the second generation of Corvette, they produced those from 1963 through 1967 for a 5-year period, the shortest generation production of all of the Corvettes. In 1965, they produced 23,564 cars. Of those, 8,186 were coupes, the rest were convertibles. So you can see that people still preferred the convertible almost 2-to-1 in 1965. And of this particular color, which is Goldwood Yellow, they only produced 1,275 cars. I love the color. The last time Corvette had done a car in yellow was in 1958. So a little bit of a rare color. They didn't produce this color ever again in the Corvette. So let's start by talking about some of the great features of this car, and particularly some of the features in 1965. And we'll go ahead and start with this great engine. This is a small block engine. The small block came out in the Corvettes in 1955 and kind of changed the whole history of the Corvette and maybe saved the car, frankly, because the inline six produced early on just didn't have any power and people didn't really care for it. This particular car engine is a small block, 327 cubic inch, 365 horsepower. In 1965, you had other horsepower options. You could have gotten the base unit, which was 300 horsepower. They made a 350 horsepower, the 365 here, and also a 375 horsepower car. The 375 horsepower car had the Rochester fuel injection unit. That was very rare because only 717 cars in 1965 had the fuel injection. The last year they did the mechanical fuel injection and didn't come out with another fuel injected Corvette until I think 1980 or 1982. And it was electronic, where the Rochester units and the earlier cars were all mechanical fuel injection. And I have that particular injection unit on this beautiful 1958. That's a Rochester fuel injection unit on that car. So just a great engine. It's a matching numbers engine, so it means it's the original engine that came in the car back in the day. Transmission matches up, it's original as well, including the rear end is the original rear end in this car too. So hard to find a matching number car. And the engine's in great shape. It looks good. The engine, and as well as the car, has all been restored, frame-off restoration car. You can tell that by the quality of the paint. If you could see the underside of the car, it's beautiful as well, and just in immaculate shape with no rust anywhere to be seen. So we'll talk about some of the other features of this great car. As you know, all of the Corvette bodies are fiberglass. There's really only 2 metal parts on this car. The headlights here, which flip over when I throw a switch inside of the interior there, that would open that up. Those are metal. And these 2 pieces right here happen to be metal. The rest of the body is fiberglass. Walking around the car, you'll just notice some other features. One of the things I want to point out is this rear end of the car. One of the things I love about the coupe is just the beauty and design of the rear end of the car. They called these Stingrays for the first time with the C2 generation. You'll see kind of the stinger line running across the top of the roof, going all the way down to the end of the car, and it just forms that stinger shape. You also see what they call the ducktail rear end. This came actually in the 1961 C1 car, 62 as well, and then all the C2 productions had this beautiful ducktail rear end. You see the logo here. This is unique to the C2 generation. Every Corvette generation had its own logo, and they put the gas cap under here, so that's how you put gas into the car. You see the Stingray. The C2s were called Stingrays because of that look. It's 2 words here. They continued the Stingray nomenclature with the C3 cars starting in 1968, but it was 1 word. And then Stingrays went away in terms of calling the car Stingrays until they came out with the C7 generation, and the C8 generation is also using Stingray, but again, only one word. Some of the really nice things about, I think, this car are the side pipes. Those aren't original, but that was an option in 1965, as well as the knockoff wheels. These are not Kelsey Hayes original wheels that would have come on the cars back in the 60s. These are reproductions, look very, very similar. You would have knocked the spinner off with a lead hammer and removed the wheel. But for safety reasons, they stopped doing that in 66 was the last year you could have gotten the knockoffs, or maybe 65. But I think the reproductions look great on this car. This is unique to the 65 car, not really functional. This is also unique to the 65 car, and this is functional, allow air to circulate for additional cooling in the car. One of the things that I think attracts me to the coupe is just the way they did the doors. This is really, I think, just beautiful design, that the doors cut in to the roof line here, and you see just how it seals and just how that actually becomes part of the car. I think that's a unique design, and only in the C2 coupes. If you look at the interior, it's got a beautiful black interior. Some of the features here is the teak steering wheel. They offered the teak steering wheel option in 65 and in 66. They had some other colors in those years, but I think teak really goes well with the black interior. I like the way they did the two coves. You've got the driver cove here, and you've got the passenger cove over here. With the driver cove, all of your instruments are right where you need to see them. And in the high performance engines, you see the 600 and 5,000 tachometer. The radio was another cool feature in the C2s. They couldn't get the radio to turn horizontal, so they had to put it up vertically. But they did decide, well, at least let's put the numbers horizontal where it's a little bit easier for people to read. This is a 4-speed manual transmission. They also offered a 3-speed manual, as well as an automatic power glide transmission back in the 65 model year. Got your seat belts here, which first came out in Corvettes in 1958. Two unique features, or fairly rare features for the 65 car here, are one, air conditioning. Only about 10% of all the cars produced in this particular year had air conditioning. It also has power windows with the controllers here in the middle between the seats. That was a rare option back in 1965 as well. You can see the door here. This handles the little window here, so you can operate that. This is the door opener, door lock. One thing I forgot to mention, another feature of this car option you could get was telescopic steering wheel. And it's not your typical way you see today, but you twist this dial here, and it allows you to adjust the steering wheel to wherever you want it, and you just lock it back into place. I think that's really a cool feature as well. Interior is in great shape. New carpets. It looks like it just came out of the showroom again. So there's really just nothing you see on this car that you think, wow, that needs to be fixed. It's just a beautiful car. It's been well maintained over the years, and just proud to have it in the garage, and look forward to driving it and putting miles on this particular car. So I hope you've enjoyed this beautiful 1965 Yellowwood Coupe. And we'll take some time at some point to go through some of the other Corvettes that I'm fortunate enough to have, but just got this one in last week, and excited to begin to get out in it and do a little bit of cruising. So I hope you enjoyed the video.